Welcome to the Glowing Goddess. We are four women on a mission to positively impact, inspire, and ignite the collective consciousness with unique perspectives of empowering wisdom, divine guidance, and enlightening activation codes of truth. Tune in weekly for brand new episodes with a variety of epic content and tap into the magical offerings we have aligned for you. Thank you for being here. We are so grateful for your time and energy. Let's get glowing.
Let's go ahead and meet the Queen Squad. Krista.
Thank you, Eleni. Welcome, everyone. My name is Krista Lee. I am a multi-award-winning and best-selling author of Mama's Gotta Work, Mama's Gotta Grow, and Women Let's Rise. I am an intuitive coach and guide, a former singer and songwriter and actor, a mama of two, a wife, and I am from Ontario, Canada.
Beautiful. I'm Eleni. First and foremost, I'm a divine spiritual being, a mother, a sister, a daughter. I help people manifest miracles and deliberately create their own lives in a variety of ways. I help women find sovereignty and freedom as an ambassador with iHeart Coaching Academy. I'm also the founder of CaliTaros.life, a lifestyle brand that helps people really tap into their authentic voice. I'm an author, a motivational speaker, and I'm now shifting into the space of helping children. But most of all, I'm just a true lover of life and being here in this time-space reality.
Hi, everyone. I'm Amanda Monier. I'm an energy healer and coach, and I help women who have exhausted every option searching outside themselves for love, feelings of confidence, and wholeness. So I help you break those painful loops and patterns and step back into the truth of who you are. So that's my passion. I love working with people and helping remind them of how powerful they are. I'm also an author and a podcast host, which I love doing things like this. So this is absolutely so fun for me. So I'm so happy to be here with you all.
And same here. And I am Renee Marcoux. I'm so thrilled to be in this gorgeous container with these four women. And I am a music producer, songwriter, and CEO of the iHeart Coaching Academy, where I help women rise into their financial and spiritual wealth, inspiring them to own their divine calling and worth and lead their life with confidence. So thank you so much for joining us today. I'm so excited to be here. We have one juicy topic for y'all.
Yeah, we're so excited. We were like buzzing about this in the chat. We're like, this is so applicable to like probably over 90% of the population, maybe everyone actually. But we're going to chat today about how to consciously consume media, which I feel is such a different perspective when we come at anything with intention and awareness and an elevated level of consciousness. Then we're not doing it from a place of like that autopilot. I know I have some of my favorite shows where, because for me, like after a long day of work, I enjoy a little consumption of some TV every now and again. I'm not gonna lie about it. So I feel like it's just such a different space when we're coming at it from an awareness and we're not getting sucked in. And because it's with anything can become an addiction. Anything can become something that is not ideal for us when we're not doing it from a conscious place. And it's funny that this is the topic that in the last 2 days, currently as this is airing, Bachelor in Paradise is, I don't know if any of you ladies watch The Bachelorette or Bachelor in Paradise, but I actually do enjoy that show. I'm not even going to call it a guilty pleasure because I don't feel guilty about watching it, but it's just very interesting seeing how the producers, I was noticing yesterday, it's like the producers play on the wounds of the contestants. And so it's just a very kind of interesting thing, because I actually like was noticing, I was like, I had like a lot of empathy for these women because they just did a big like switch up, and basically like they sent all the women away who had formed these relationships with these men, and they were like, okay, well now we're going to bring in a whole new batch of women, like good luck. And so these women's wounds and their, they were just like, they lost it. And so I feel like that just kind of speaks to how a lot of us even experience these things in relationships, and where we have these patterns and we have these vulnerabilities or we have these wounds. And so I feel like sometimes in the media space, it's like those things can be kind of played on in a way if we're not bringing that awareness to it. because when we have awareness to something, we can switch it, we can shift it, we can go deep in and alchemize it. So I don't know if you guys watch that show or any other shows that you guys consume, but that's the one I'm kind of into right now.
And one of the things that I tend to notice with consumption of media is that it kind of keeps you in, for those of us who are familiar with the vibrational scale, that first tier. Consuming media causes you to judge. I mean, whether we want to admit it or not. You can talk about social media. We're checking out celebrities' Instagrams, and you're instantly judging. You're judging what they're wearing. You're judging. Some of these articles are made to make you judge, and the way things are portrayed on TV, how people are raising their children, how they're doing this or who they're dating, and suddenly their lives become this pedestal. And you're left with feelings of inadequacy. I know some people that's also made to kind of twist it where you don't feel as adequate as these celebrities or these people on TV, or and you're judging how they're living their lives. But to take that step back, like it kind of hit me when COVID hit, and we all kind of gravitated to the media, to social media. I backed away because I found that I was judging too many things, judging people, judging people's opinions, judging celebrities, and it made me feel low vibrational. It was affecting my overall perspective of things. I don't know if anybody else can relate to that.
Yeah, Lenny, I'd love to touch on that because I'm so glad that you shared that, actually, because that's what I was thinking too. Like, I started to become extremely like hypersensitive and mindful over these last couple of years as well, with how I was feeling as I was consuming content, and especially during this dark age of the pandemic and everything. I feel like a lot of us were just really hypersensitive to frequency, energy, and all those things. And so for me, consuming the media became like there was a big shift for me, and I started diving down a lot of rabbit holes and doing research and like wondering, asking a lot of questions like, why am I feeling this way? And I discovered some really interesting things. And one of the things that I wanted to touch on was music. And like, of course, being a musician, it's been my world my whole life. And I discovered that music used to be tuned to 432 hertz frequency, which is the tune of nature itself. It's a very healing vibrational frequency. But over time, like over the last couple hundred years, they started to shift it. And by the 1950s, across the board, music was starting to be tuned to the tune of 440 hertz, which can cause anxiety and unease in the body. And it was so interesting to me because there are certain artists that wouldn't change their music, like Jimi Hendrix, for example. He kept it at 432, but most music these days is tuned to 440. And I just found that really interesting because I know that there's been a lot of like conspiracy theories over like mind control and brainwashing, and just like it spans across all media, all forms of media. And so I know when I watch certain things or listen to certain things, I'm super conscious now of how I'm feeling. And if I'm not feeling in alignment, I'll stop, whether it's the words I'm listening to, the energy, the frequency, the vibration, what I'm seeing physically. And I think it's really important to just go inward as we're consuming, whether we're reading or listening or watching, whatever it is. We definitely need to be more mindful, I think.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I'm like, my like energy is firing up inside because as you are too, we all have a part of us, right? That's in the field of being watched, or the entertainment field, right? We all have social media, all of you beautiful women here. And, it's being an artist in the industry before even social media was really a thing. It was so interesting. I love that you brought that up, Krista, about how over time, and yes, this could tie into conspiracy theory, but let's just go there for a sec. Like over time, the music has been programmed to different energies in order for the person to be looped into the song. And remember this too, like once you hear a song, the song's going to keep playing in your head, right? We've all heard songs in our heads, like listening to it. And then like hours later, we're still like humming the same song, right? So it still sticks, like it still is in your frequency, some way, shape, or form. And so one thing that, gosh, I could like literally go on and on about this. I'm getting all fired up. But one thing that I do notice is people, we sometimes get looped into whatever the story is of the song, for example, that we're listening to. And say, for example, like music is an amazing thing, right? I have so many friends that are artists, like famous artists, local artists, just people who really love music and are in it for the right reasons, for the heart, for expression, for art itself. And then, Hollywood does its thing and then, kind of intervenes, and sometimes, not saying everybody, okay, but sometimes intervenes and says, okay, if we're going to be controlling the masses here, we're going to be putting it to 440, as you had said. Let's keep people in anxiety. Let's keep people judging. Let's keep people hating on themselves so that they can become consumers and purchase all the products that we're ultimately feeding them, right? Because we know that when it comes to music, we are hearing the song, but we're also interested oftentimes in that songwriter's life. Let's say they connected to us on a whole nother level and you're like, damn, like I'm feeling this heartbreak too. Like the way that she's singing the song, like I'm feeling it in my heart. Now I have to I'm just drawn to her, right? So now I'm going to maybe find her on social media and I'm going to start hearing her story. And then, being authentic artists, as I know each one of us here are, and there are many out there. So this is not like a bash on celebrities, because there are many authentic artists that really stay grounded, okay? But some that don't. And then we're consuming our lives and comparing our lives and judging our lives based on those other people. And that's where I really love that you said, Krista, tuning into how it makes you feel while you're listening to that song, while you're watching this person on social media, while you're at a concert, hearing this music, or how you read the specific material or watch these shows. And it is, like Amanda said, like, sometimes we just want to veg out. Like, I know for me, sometimes I want to be mindless. I want to watch something that just makes me interested in, a story, right? Because that's still art. It's still art. It's somebody's art and it's amazing and it should be celebrated. Just, we want to be, in my personal perspective, I invite everybody to just be more mindful as to when you're watching it. Are you tuning that into that vibration and bringing that into your personal life and now causing friction between you and your husband or wife, or, between you and the way that you're raising your child, and just being mindful, right? It's not just for the family and the people that are around us, but mainly for you. And is that bringing you that love? Because ultimately we want to experience the emotion of love, right? We get to look at the other side, right? All things being equal, we get to be in that heartbreak if we're there, right? That's part of being human too. And that's part of honoring our own love and our own truth and in emotions. But like Amanda was saying, it's about really bringing in the mindfulness around when you are watching those things. Like, it's kind of interesting, right? Like, Hollywood has its place. Celebrities have their place. They're meant to evoke these emotions and to almost addict us into what is happening on the screen.
It's so good. And I think Krista mentioned something about the media. Someone mentioned something about the news. I don't remember who it was, but for me, it's like the acknowledgement and the awareness, but also I have a pretty hard set rule for certain things. I'm willing to look at it, right? Because there's a difference between bypassing and all the things. But if it's something where someone's trying to get me to go into a vibration of fear or anxiety, it's just a no. Like, I am just like, I don't subscribe. And that's just a rule that I've kind of created for myself. And another thing that I found kind of fun is, when you're, when we're in that judgment, oftentimes it's because there's maybe a part of that you desire. So you can flip the script and be like, wait, actually, I'm looking at this beautiful car, this beautiful outfit, and I desire a bit of luxury too. You can really kind of reframe and shift your mindset while still acknowledging if there's a part of you that's maybe feeling a bit of scarcity, or there's some things that want to release. But it's kind of fun. If I'm watching things, I'm like, ooh, luxury coats. I want a few of those, because it's, people that are living in that vibration, and oftentimes we're just seeing a part of the story. You may not see the part of the story where the cameras are off and they're at home and they hate their life, right? Or they're dealing with their own stuff. So you're seeing what the intention or the producers want you to see. And so it's just really, really powerful for you to take a step back and say, okay, maybe this is showing me something. I always say it's like the divine mirror, like anything that's coming into my reality, it's an opportunity to say, okay, is this something inside of myself that I'm like kind of being shown? Or is this something where I need to maybe have a boundary and an intention that's a bit more enhanced so that I can make a decision for myself that feels good. So I don't have to like take my vibration down into the, the fear and the lower frequencies.
I think that, you ladies have really hit on something powerful too. It's taking that viewing or listening experience and where can I find appreciation in this? Where can I appreciate the set and all the creativity that went into the wardrobe or the stylist that a lot of components go into the media that we consume? Where can we appreciate, even if it's social media, where can we appreciate the people's different authentic voices and levels of creativity that were poured into that? And with things like the news, I choose not to consume it, but
No.
it's being discerning. It's just being discerning is what are you going to accept that's true for you and true for your world. I claim and choose a different world than what's portrayed. I mean, I see magic and miracles and people helping people and people healing all over the world. But I choose to tune myself to that. So it's also being responsible for the deliberate creation of your own life by what you're going to allow into your experience. And am I just going to believe what's told to me, or am I going to form my own opinion because I'm a powerful creator? Right.
That's right.
Yeah, and I like to add too, like I know a lot of us can kind of compare ourselves to others, like going off the judgment topic there too. And I read something that was so brilliant to me, and it said, "Don't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 100." So quite often we struggle, we feel judgment. We're not there, like we see celebrities or whoever, like in the media, and we don't know all the work that went on behind the scenes to get to that place. And although it might look like an overnight success, quite often there's years and years and years prior to that where people are working so hard behind the scenes, and all it takes is that recognition one time and it looks like boom, they've exploded. So that's super mindful to be aware of. And I know there's a lot of smoke and mirrors that happens in the industry. I've been in film since 2009, and there's definitely like pros and cons to the whole thing. And like there are some really incredible creative artists out there, like you were saying, Renee, that are still like so humble and grounded and beautiful, but they've exploded and like touring around and doing all these giant shows and movies and A-list celebrities and all the things that are still like so kind. And then of course we have the duality, just like anything in nature. There's the two sides of the same coin, right? So I think as long as we're being mindful of that and just like taking everything with a grain of salt, we really can't go wrong. And just hope that we can keep in our container everything that's sacred to us, so that we're being really mindful of it, because we are literally mirrors and rippling everything back outward. Like the flow is constantly going. So as within, so without, as above, so below. Same.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Absolutely. I'm so in agreement with each and every one of your messages here today. And I it's funny, I'm going to bring it back to The Bachelorette, as we kind of started out on that same kind of platform. But there's been times where I'm watching something, and one of them was The Bachelorette back in the day. It was, can't exactly remember her name, but she was like just a sweet, humble woman, as she was portrayed on TV. I would assume she's the same way in real life. But she was talking through like breaking up with some of like the guys toward the end, right? Like giving the roses to certain people. And one thing I actually took away a lot from her, because the way that she would express her heart and express like what her truth was to a man without being like, I'm cutting off your head, see you later, like I don't care about you. She was like caring about their feelings, and it was something that I really appreciated. And in those moments I learned from her too, right? So it's like we do, as long as we are seeing it through our lens, we can gain beautiful things from the media, right? From social media. Just like Amanda was mentioning with, really, if you see something on social media that's like, ooh, like I would love that vehicle, or I would love that, this luxury coat, she was saying. And it's like, yes, that we do get to have more of that. Like some people and accounts, if you will, are in our lives for us to have that desire for more too. And then that means more of an expression of us. I always just say, with people, just, have a look in the mirror and really make sure that that is what you really want. And you're not trying to like keep up with the Joneses or try to, oh, let me impress my following with a new dog or like whatever. It's like you really want it for you. And then it just makes it fun and more radiant in the world.
So good. I feel like most of the time too, people, and I think we've talked about this before on other episodes, but most of the time too, it's like we may think we want that thing, but we want the feeling that comes with having that thing, right? You want to feel freedom. We want to feel worthy. We are that, right? It's our divine birthright. Like we are all of those things. And I just truly feel too, like I just get a sense, and I don't know, to me, time's not linear. I don't know how long this is going to take. I'm doing air quotes, but I just get a sense that things are really shifting, because as the collective shifts, it's like the demand for more conscious awareness is shifting. Like I've even noticed on some of these shows, the men speak of like they're doing the self-development work, like on The Bachelorette.
Yes.
As the Bachelorette. I can't remember. I think it was one of the most recent seasons, but there were men talking about inner child work. I'm like, this is amazing, because we need more of this. So I feel that as we start to collectively, because again, I think you mentioned, Krista or Renee, the ripple effects that it sends out, and it's like, it's just, that's what continues to shift these things. So I do feel that it's something that there's going to be a demand for it, in a sense of this more conscious stuff and these more conscious conversations about this stuff too. So I feel like it's already happening. Like I'm already seeing it.
Already seeing it. We're living it, right, ladies?
Yeah.
I mean, wasn't that our mission? Our call to action was that to be a part of this shifting consciousness, of this craving to give the people more of what they're seeking right now, which is that fulfilling, solution-based, high vibe, uplifting content.
Oh yeah.
Getting goosebumps.
I know.
This is conscious content right here. I love this so much. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And wherever there's a need, we can be the ones to step up and fulfill that need. We don't have to wait for it or go looking for it. We can be that along the way. And I love that so much. And if anyone doesn't have anything else to add on the topic, I'm thinking perhaps we could jump over to our tips. What do you think, ladies? Does that sound good?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. All right. Well, I'm happy to go first. Today, I would like to talk about homeopathic medicine. I don't know if y'all have heard of this, but it is absolutely incredible. It's been around for over 200 years. So in the late 1970s in Germany, it was discovered based on the theory that like cures like. So what homeopathic medicine is, like in this form anyway, it comes in pellets, gels, and creams and things like that. But these ones are like teeny tiny pellets inside here. I don't know if you can hear like that little shaker. They're super, super small, like probably smaller than like your pupil, the black pupil in your eye. And there's like 2,000 different remedies for this stuff. And it kind of works in place of like Tylenol and like natural remedies for like anything from ear infections to anxiety to depression to like bruises, birthing. I took arnica after having my babies. Our home is a Tylenol-free home, so we don't depend on pharmaceuticals as much as possible anyway. So I know for me and for my kids, I've got two little ones at home here that are 5 and 3. They recently just got ear infections, their first ones ever. And so I leaned into the belladonna, and literally they take 5 of these teeny tiny little balls 3 times a day, gone the next day. It was unbelievable. Helps with pain, helps with coughs and colds, which is kind of how their earache started. But if you haven't heard of homeopathic medicine before, I highly recommend it. It's safe, there's no side effects, it's gentle for babies, animals, adults, literally the same dosage for everybody. It's what they do is they take properties from like plants or minerals and things like that, and they dilute it 12 times so that it's like the smallest amount of whatever symptom that you're having to like trigger your body's natural response to fight off whatever it is. So say for allergies, there's one that's made with onions, which stimulates the watering in the eyes. So when you take it, it stimulates the watering in the eyes, and it like amplifies your body's natural defense system to fight it off faster, which is just so incredible. I love homeopathic medicine. There's something for everyone in it, and our cupboard is stocked with them. So I highly recommend you check it out. Very good.
I love it. Krista always coming in hot with all the amazing little
Yeah.
trinkets and tools. I'm like, I actually brought some myself today. So right here. So my tip is around cleansing your space. And I have a couple different things that I use. And I'm currently in training under a shaman. So I've got like cool little shamanic tools too. But the first one is, and if you're listening to this, I'm going to post links and everything. But I have three little things. I'll make it quick. But saging your space, it's a very good way to just kind of cleanse dense energy, get the flow of energy moving. And Florida water. So you can even make your own, but it's a spray. So you can just spray it above your space and it just really freshens it up. It smells amazing. Sometimes they'll infuse it with like essential oils and herbs, and it's alcohol based, but I love it for cleansing in between energy healing sessions. And then the third one is a tensor field generator. So what this does is it creates a field of energy and it harmonizes like radiation, like from the computers, if you're one that sits in front of the computer for large amounts of time, the EMFs, like Wi-Fi, all the things that, while you're consciously consuming media, you can have your tensor field all around you. So yeah, I just recommend, if your space is feeling stagnant, maybe opening a window, turning on a fan, and just cleansing your space and really just setting that intention, because it actually does shift the energy. And if you've never done that, it's so powerful. So I do it every day, especially in my space where I do energy work. So
I love that.
Yes. Oh my gosh, girls, you're bringing the heat for sure. I need to check out all of this on the link. So thank you. My tool today my tip rather, is going to be one, and I brought my beautiful glass today for it too. This is water. But blessing your food and water before taking it into your body. That is my tip for today. It's one that is very simple, very easy, accessible to all of us, as we're so blessed to have food and water at our demand. And just saying a simple prayer or intention that really can just cleanse the water or the food from anything before it came to you, cleanse it of any negative energy or anybody else's personal stories around the food. Say for example, you bought it at a grocery store or a farmer's market, just cleansing all of that energy out of the food and water, so that when it comes into your body, it is pure and crystalline into your gorgeous vibration of harmony and love. I like to actually go like this over it with my fingers, using my magic, and just bless the food and water. And a simple intention can really go a long way.
I love that. I absolutely love that. As I nourish my body, I nourish my soul. But yeah, it's a big practice in my home as well. But I never thought to go the route of cleansing it from what it had experienced before it made it to my table. How interesting. I love that. Love that. Perspective is power, right? That's what's so great about what we do here. So my tip, and I'm actually going to put a link for this woman's YouTube channel on our Facebook page. Her name is Growing Bananas. She's amazing. She does fitness. So I do a lot of at-home fitness. I'm kind of on the go, single mom, have my own business. So I do a lot of my workouts at home. Love her stuff. Well, I happened to randomly catch that she does Instagram posts too. And she put a picture. She shows herself cutting out a picture of her child self. And she says, why not take a picture of your child self if you find yourself being unkind to yourself, and putting it on that mirror. So every day when you're brushing your teeth and you're looking at yourself, you would never be unkind to a little child, to that little child. Now, I've even taken it a step further, where, I think inner child work is a forever process, because we are never separated from that aspect of ourselves. So I take it a step further, where I look at little Lenny and I'm like, I love you every day. So I don't have to sit down and do a separate meditation. If I want to, fantastic, but I can look into her eyes and integrate her and feel her spirit and just love her. So I'm kind of using both aspects of it. But what a great tip for those of you looking to do inner child work, or just invite more kindness and self-love into yourself. Your child picture, on the mirror. So I absolutely love that one. Now, as we always do on the Glowing Guides, we have some special offers for you that we like to share with our community out there. My special offer for today is I am providing a PDF list of my favorite miracle inducing affirmations. These really work. The PDF describes exactly how to use them. They are my go-tos, and I have seen them not only work miracles in my life, but the lives of all my clients and many friends and family members. So, passing it on.
Amazing. Beautiful, beautiful. And we're going to pop the links, right? As usual. So my offers for today is for divine goddesses to join me inside of Prosperity on Purpose. It is a 6-week program in which you can really lean into the rich, lavish, luxe life, however you want to describe it, and just give yourself more permission to show up as you in your world, whatever that looks like for you. And so you can find out all the juicy deets in the link on this show notes episode.
These are also so amazing. I love it. So I've made a couple changes to my private community. So I'm going to also extend the invitation for those of you who are interested in kind of learning a bit more about energy work. I show up once a month. Right now, I'm actually, the replay will still be available, but I'm hosting a 3-day free event in the group. So I host a lot of free content in the group, and it is a private community. So I will pop the link for that. It's called the Embodied Essence Member Community. And I would love to have you if you're interested in going a little deeper and experiencing the energy work that I provide for people.
Amazing. My gosh. And I can speak firsthand experience working with Amanda. She did a session for me yesterday, which absolutely blew my mind. Honestly, your magic is just next level creative, and so honored and privileged to be able to work with you in this space. So anyone that's interested, definitely jump on. You will not regret it. Amanda is amazing. And my offer for today is I'm going to do a BOGO on my books. So if anyone would like to purchase any copies of one of my 3 books, I have buy one, get one for free for this offer. And I believe now, you know what, I'll mention quickly before we go, if anyone hasn't already joined us on the Facebook group, make sure to look up the Glowing Goddess. We are there, and we'll be posting all the links for everything on the page, and we're always welcome to your feedback and questions and anything. We'd love to hear from you, so please do join us there.
And we want to thank you so much for tuning in to this episode, and we'll see you in the next episode of The Glowing Goddess very soon. Many blessings.
Bye. Love you.